There's one person who lies at the very center of this whole story. One person that ties you and Maya Fey together inextricably.
Take that!
There's a very good reason why Maya Fey's life is so precious to you. After all, she is Mia Fey's only sister. Mia Fey. You once worked alongside her. That was when you were a defense attorney. Wait a second here. Mr. Goodell is a defense attorney? If your honor's piercing intellect, you must have figured it out by now. Do you know the name of this man who calls himself Goodell? His real name is Diego Armando. Isn't that right? Last time someone called me by that name was over 6 years ago. Diego Armando. That name rings a bell. It should, Your Honor. All this is related to a single case. The case in which a convict named Terry Falls killed himself. Mia Fey's first time in court, the tragic outcome left a deep wound in her heart. That behind it all was a heartless, scheming demoness in disguise. And yet, Mia couldn't tear off that disguise. Oh, there was one man who we sent to help her. Diego Armando. See a defense attorney at the office where Mia worked. My fault. It's all my fault that Mr. Foss killed himself. Mia. You can't cry yet. The only time a lawyer can cry is when it's all over. I was moved by her. Because she put all her faith in her clients. That pure, sweet heart of hers. That's why I could never forgive Dahlia Hawthorne. Me and I thoroughly investigated that fake kidnapping incident. One fateful day, Dahlia wanted to meet with me. It's been 6 months since the trial. We met in the courthouse cafeteria. I just remembered. 6 years ago, right here in this courthouse, you were poisoned. Even I didn't see it coming. Slipped some poison into my coffee. The newspapers at the time called it a murder. Even though the information about the case was released to the press. But you weren't dead at all. No official report ever actually called it a murder. I was just in a deep coma. I see. My body shut down, and my life became nothing but a long, deep sleep. That woman's poison was running up on my central nervous system. I lost my sight. All my hair turned white due to the damage it caused. It's terrible. Apparently, it was a miracle that I even regained consciousness. 5 years had passed since I drank that poison brew. Then one morning my eyes flew open and I smelled a doctor's cup of coffee. 5 years? You were asleep for 5 years? The worst possible news was waiting for me. Mia Fey was dead. From the very moment I opened my eyes, I had already lost everything I thought I had. The woman I loved had been murdered. The woman I loathed had been sentenced to death. The woman you loathed? The woman who had spiked me in hot coffee. Dahlia Hawthorne. Good on Mia. She didn't let me down. She got her revenge before she checked out. In the end, there wasn't anyone waiting for me when I woke up. That's so sad. For someone like me, for someone who had slept away their best days, there were only 2 reasons left to live. It was for those 2 reasons I decided to become a prosecutor. And I asked, what were your 2 reasons to live? The first was you, Wright. Huh? Me? If I hadn't drank that stupid poison, if I never would have died, much less the way she did. You were the one who was there to protect her. You let her die. It was all your fault. It wasn't like that. I see myself what kind of a man you really were. So that's why you became a prosecutor? The reason for living was by the name of Maya Fang. Huh? You mean me? Well, the only way I can make up for your sin of not saving me. My vigilance was resolved. It was obvious that Morgan was planning something. Whatever the plan was, I was determined to stop it. I was a prosecutor in the perfect position. I knew something about her. That's how you overlook poisoners with Morgan at the detention center. I knew that the time was on me. Since I made a plan, I thought I could foil it. The goal was to outwit the plan. I thought if I could do that, I could keep that girl from being caught up in it. Makes sense. If Paws had known that the actual purpose of the plan was to kill Maya, she never would have helped out. By the day of the plan was drawing near, I contacted both of my accomplices. Accomplices? Iris, Jessica Temple, and Misty Fang. I expressed they needed the help of Iris. She was to take the part like a backup plan in case we couldn't control Paul Fang. But how did you contact my mother? She's been missing for almost 20 years. Officially, yes. What? What do you mean by officially? You've heard about it, haven't you? About the strong ties between the main family and the government? That's it. She did say something to that effect. She said that the massive coin had great authority. Even without her officially possessing Mystic Face, still wielded great influence. Police had been keeping an eye on her movements all this time, until I was able to contact her. And again, because of my position as a prosecutor, my mother was cooperating with you. Don't ever forget, no matter how far away from you she was, she never stopped thinking about you. She was always. That's why I knew she would do anything to protect you. Want to know how strong she was meticulous? Look at her staff. Staff? The one with the sword in it? The day the plan was to be carried out alive soon enough. I went for the first time in Hezekiah Temple. When your mother showed me her special staff, I realized it then just how far she was willing to go. She was ready to use that to protect you from Morgan Fay if necessary. Yes, if it meant paying the ultimate price. Mother. That night, the night of the crime, there was just one way to stop Morgan's evil plan. You mean pause, don't you? We had to make sure she didn't channel Dahlia Hawthorne. What are you going to do tonight? together. Prevent her from paying her part of Morgan's plan. But she never showed up. She didn't follow me to the inner temple. They were most afraid of. That's why they had to do the channeling herself. She channeled Dahlia Hawthorne into her own body. What? What do you mean? She channeled the spirit first. The part would be able to do it herself. That's how quiet and the secret power was supreme. That's how it went down. She channeled Dahlia Hawthorne so that Pathway wouldn't be able to. Ah! Is this true? That's why I hit myself at the inner temple. He's using Dahlia Hawthorne. No. Anyway, that's all I'm going to admit to. Wright. Huh? There's no doubt about it. You're a great defense attorney. But you're going to have to do the rest yourself. The background leading up to this incident has been laid bare. There's just one question remaining, Mr. Wright. Who killed the victim? There are only two possible suspects right now. Maya Fey, and that's to say you, Mr. Goodell. Try to do the real deal. Let's finish this thing once and for all. Show us beyond a shadow of a doubt that you can finish this on your own. No, Nick! Please don't! Maya! I heard the whole thing from my sister in a medical office. That's why I have to protect Mr. Goodell. I can't do it. I can't testify against him. After all, he's the man who put his life on the line to protect Mia and me too. I know that, Nick. But even so, doesn't absolve him of his crime. Please, Maya, testify. This is the final testimony. My father tries to hide anything, because I'll now. I want to hear the truth from your own lips. I understand. I'm sure you're right. I'm ready now, Nick. Alright, young lady. Tell us about the moments before you lost consciousness. What exactly happened at the time of the murder? Just before it happened, I think I saw some red lights. 3 of them. I thought I'd ask for help, but just then I was splattered with blood. She wasn't dead though, and she struck back at the enemy behind her. Suddenly, the red lights went out and the whole area was dark. Just at that moment, there was a horrible scream. After that, Dahlia collapsed and I lost consciousness. These red lights. I thought you said you don't remember seeing them. I'm sorry. I thought I saw them, but then they disappeared all of a sudden. Things break, Wright. Even the best of theories. Who was it that stabbed Misty Fey? It looks like you still can't prove it. Maya's telling the truth this time, I know it. The rest is up to me. Well then, Mr. Wright. Proceed with your final cross-examination of the witness. What happened? I think I saw some red lights. 3 of them. I asked for help, but just then I was splattered with blood. She wasn't dead though. She struck back at the enemy behind her. Suddenly, the red lights went out and the whole area was dark. Just at that moment, there was a horrible scream.
Hold it!
What do you mean by just at that moment? You mean the moment when the red lights went out? Yes, that's right. The scream that you heard that. Was it Dahlia Hawthorne? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it was a man's voice. What? So that scream came from the killer. That's got to be it. I think Dahlia Hawthorne must have taken the blade and attacked the killer with it. And the killer let out a scream of pain. After that, the killer stole the blade back and delivered the final blow, I guess. Well, Mr. Wright, it seems to make sense to me. It's like a reasonable deduction. I still kind of wonder. I'm sorry to say this, but that interpretation would create an enormous contradiction. Never correct. Some of the testimonies he just gave before the killer let out a scream, I think it was started by the victim's blood. In other words, the blade and the staff had already been plunged into the victim. Ah! Is that right? She couldn't have struck back with the sword that was already stuck in her body. The weapon that caused the killer to let out a scream must have been something other than the staff. Wonder if you're so sure about that, then don't keep us waiting any longer, Wright. One thing I can think of is that we used as a weapon. Dahlia Hawthorne had already been stabbed in the back by the staff. What could she have used to strike back at the killer?
Take that!
Lastly, the dagger the killer brought to the scene of the crime. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. This dagger was found at the crime scene, stuck into a pine tree. Yes, the detective found that this morning and brought it to me. Dahlia Hawthorne struck back at the killer with this. She managed to wound him as well.
Objection!
Just because he let out a scream doesn't mean that he was wounded. For all we know, the blood on the dagger could have been from the victim.
Objection!
Have you forgotten that the blood has already been tested? Since we learned it wasn't the victim's blood, it must be the killer's blood. The killer must have a wound somewhere on his body. You're saying the blood in the dagger belongs to the killer? Exactly. The DNA analysis of the blood would prove it beyond a shadow of a doubt. And yes, Mr. Goodell, it would prove that it's your blood. Nice theory, Wright. Order in the court. And they done it. You won't be able to change the results of a scientific test. Let me ask you something, Wright. Let's just say that it turned out that I was the killer. Do you really think I'd be stupid enough to leave evidence like that? What? Just think for a second. This dagger was found this morning by a detective and brought to me. There was already blood on it, correct? But even so, I was the one who brought this dagger here to the courtroom. Yes, that proof. Well, if I really was a killer, I could have washed the blood off and left another person's blood on it. That can't be! In any case, there's one thing I can guarantee, Wright. That blood, it doesn't belong to me. Not a chance! God! In any event, it seems to be established that the killer was wounded. Oh, I didn't witness. Continue to hold it. Wait a minute. What's the problem? I know I probably shouldn't say this, but there's a big contradiction in the next explanation. Hiya! This dagger, you say that it wounded the killer? That's right. But Mr. Goodell had really been cut with the dagger. His clothes would have been bloody or have a whip in them, right? Maya? Maybe he just changed his clothes. That would solve the contradiction pretty easily. What are you talking about? It's not that simple at all. Remember back to the day of the murder? Everyone that was on the inner temple side got trapped there. Ah, that's right. Once the bridge was fixed and the police headed for the inner temple, Mr. Godot was already there waiting for them. He never had a chance to change his clothes. Ah! Order in the court.
Objection!
Well, maybe he bought a change of clothes with him. But no one could have predicted the lightning strike that shut down the bridge. Why would anyone have bought a change of clothes? Did the judge take smart pills during the last recess? Well then, if the killer took off his clothes before he committed the murder, that way he wouldn't get any blood on them.
Objection!
That's impossible, Tried. You know how cold it gets up there late at night? Just a few minutes with my clothes on, you'd be frozen solid. So that's all you've got? I knew you wouldn't tell me to finish this. Right now, if me and Faye were here, she would have closed the book on this case already. If me and Faye were here. So come on, Dwight! Can you do it or not? How about it, Mr. Wright? You accuse Mr. Godot of being the killer. Can you prove it? Have you got even one piece of evidence? The question isn't whether I can prove it or not. The fact is, I have to prove it. That's the only choice I have. I was taught that it's one of the rules of being a lawyer. I can prove it. I'm going to bring your magnificent vengeance to fruition, just as you want it. That's good. Fight it to the bitter end, Wright. This is just one piece of evidence that can prove your point. Why don't we go for the unlimited penalty? Are you trying to pressure me, Mr. Goodell? Because it doesn't matter to me. I've got the one piece of evidence I need. Give me a break. You got nothing, Wright. So what do I do at a time like this? It's simple. Gotta think outside the box and approach this from a different angle. Alright then. Let's hear what you've got. There's one thing I've demonstrated in the previous cross-examination. The killer was wounded. That was proven by the blood on the dagger. But you decided it was impossible for him to have hidden such a wound. If he had been cut by a dagger, there should have been a blood stain on his clothing. There's one place the killer could have hidden his wound. What did you say? Hidden? This is it. My last stand. I need to think about this from a different angle. I don't need to think about why there was no blood stains on his clothing. I need to show how he hid the wound. It's the end of the line. The final stop, Wright. Let's hear what you've got. Where's this location where you say the killer hid his wound?
Take that!
Huh. I don't know what you're talking about. Frankly, I don't need to know. What I do know is that you'd never be half the lawyer C was. Isn't that right, Wright? What was that just now? Mia? It can't be. You're living on through him? Even as we speak, you're still hiding the wound! It's beneath your mask! During the fight, the red lights came up and the killer suddenly disappeared. Seconds later, the killer let out a scream. That's right, your mask went flying off your face. Mr. Goodell, would you mind removing your mask? If you have a dagger wound under there somewhere, then I'd say this whole case is solved! Ah! Just now, I saw her spirit in you. I never liked you. 6 years ago, you helped a woman who put me to sleep by hiding her bottle of poison. And then, while I was sleeping, you let Mia die. But you didn't care. You just kept living your pathetic, happy-go-lucky life. You even had the nerve to follow in her footsteps as a lawyer. I could never forgive you. That's what I thought. Mr. Goodell? But I was wrong about you. I knew it from the very beginning. The truth is, the only person I could have find it in my heart to forgive was me. You? Yourself? I was the one that failed to protect Mia. Me and no one else. I tried to avert my eyes from the truth to prevent from the harshness of reality. I just couldn't face Mia's death head on, so I ran. I hid behind the mask. I threw away my true name. I couldn't even deal with being in the mental tone anymore, so I quit. But you saved Maya! Yeah, that was my plan. Up until just now, anyway. What do you mean? Are you listening, Maya? If I had really wanted to save you, then there's one person that I should have gone and talked to right away. Who would that have been? Are you talking about Nick? But I didn't do it. I tried to get the help of Iris and your mother. I closed my eyes to the most important man involved. You know why? The real reason? No. Why? I suppose I wasn't really interested in saving you at all. Huh? I think I was just trying to salvage what's left of my own broken soul. I was trying to make up for the fact that I couldn't save Mia. Nothing more. That's why I let you walk right into a situation that I knew was dangerous. Forgive me. You're wrong! You put your life on the line to save Maya! Was it really for Maya's sake? Even I'm not really sure. What do you mean by that? That night, in the darkness of the garden where I saw her silhouette, part of me must have known the truth. The truth that it wasn't really Dahlia Hawthorne standing there in front of me. Could have been Missy Faye, or even that little girl. But I still picked up the blade. It was like I was dreaming. I'm not sure exactly what was going on in my mind at that point. Was I really motivated by the pure desire to protect Maya Faye? Or was it something else? Was it my hatred for a woman who had stolen everything from me 6 years earlier? Could it have been simply a desire for revenge? And now, I don't know anything anymore. I did learn something today, however. I finally realized that I was the arrogant one. I was just chasing an illusion, a fantasy, a stupid fantasy of being you in the courtroom. You were the one who made me realize my folly. You never went away from me as death. Instead, you picked up where she left off, as a true defender of the people. In that one moment, I understood everything. Mr. Godot. I think you already know this, but if you don't, my name is Diego Armando. Mr. Armando, I believe in you. I know you were trying to save me. Thanks. Your wound! It's bleeding! Did you forget already? In my ward, the color red doesn't exist. These must be my tears. Tears? Ever since I woke up from my coma, I think I've been waiting for this very moment. Mr. Armando? Did you were to remember this, Maya? The only time a lawyer can cry is when it's all over. This time, it really is all over, isn't it? Defendant. Yes, Your Honor. Though you weren't directly involved in this murder, tampering with the body at the crime scene is a serious offense in itself. I understand, Your Honor. Mr. Armando explained that to me very carefully. I knew the risk and I willingly cooperated anyway. Very well. Before I hand down my verdict, is there anything you'd like to say? Well, there is one thing. I'd like to say something to Mr. Wright. I want to apologize to you. Apologize? To me? For what? For the case 5 years ago, of course. I just remembered. Weren't you poisoned by your own lover? Not exactly, but yeah, something like that. Even now, 5 years later, I can hardly believe it. She was going to do it. She was planning to kill me. It's not all that surprising. The two of you hardly knew each other. Huh? What do you mean? You and my sister only met twice. Huh? We only met twice? The first time you met was on that fateful day. The day she poisoned Mr. Armando in the cafeteria of this very courthouse. The next time you met her was 8 months later. You met her again on the day that she stole your cold medicine. And Doug Swallow was killed. No way. It can't be true. I mean, during our whole relationship, we were... For those 8 months, the woman that you thought was Dahlia Hawthorne wasn't actually my sister. Huh? It wasn't Dahlia? I hope one day you can forgive me. Edie? Yeah. You mean... That's right. I lied to you for 8 months. But why? Why would you do such a thing? Ever since they gave you the bottle that day, my sister was trying to get it back as soon as she possibly could. Because of the police investigation and the surveillance, she couldn't move about freely. So that's why you, my sister, from the beginning, she was prepared for the worst. Prepared for the worst? She thought that you might somehow discover the truth. That's why she was always ready to deal with you at a moment's notice. You mean she was ready to kill me, don't you? She already had so much to answer for. I didn't want any more sins on her soul. I begged her not to do it, and she agreed to give me a chance. And that's why you came to me? You came to get the bottle handed back for me in her place. I couldn't get you to give it back. I feel that something even as simple as that. 8 months passed and I still couldn't get it back from you. Finally, my sister couldn't wait any longer. She didn't consult me about her plans for you that day. It was the first time that had ever happened. It was a bit strange, wasn't it? Up until that day, you two were partners in crime and she would come forward with you. I think she must have noticed. Noticed what? My feelings for you. When I found out she was planning to kill you, I would have done whatever was necessary to stop her. Even if it meant her life. Or mine. Iris. After spending those 8 months by your side, my feelings towards you, they changed. I have something to say to you too. Yes? You really are the person I always thought you were. Even after Dahlia Hawthorne was found guilty, I still believed in you. How many cups of darkness have I drank over the years? Even I don't know. I'll tell you now. Right now, this one here is the greatest cup I think I've ever had. Don't you think so, Phoenix Wright? Yeah, I think you're right. The purpose of this trial was to war on the murder of the victim, Elise Dioxner. At some point, I expect you will be tried for your role as an accomplice in this case. Stand, Your Honor. Very well. On the charge of murder, I hereby find the defendant not guilty. Court is now adjourned. So I guess it's all over. The way everything ended, was justice really served? The man who risked his life to save Maya is being sent to prison by my own hand. Of course justice was served. Mia? What? proud of you, Phoenix. Your defense was truly brilliant. But I couldn't save Miss Armando, the man who cared so deeply for you. You're wrong, Phoenix. You did save Diego. Saved him in the only way possible. You mean with that verdict? Think one day you understand too. Phoenix, I'm going to remember one thing. You were as good at this as any defense attorney could ever hope to be. There's nothing more you can learn from me. Mia? You accomplished something I wasn't able to. I owe you a great deal. Thank you. Mia. So we'll meet again someday, Phoenix. Things. On this journey, I found myself asking just one question. What does it really mean to defend someone? I suppose today's case is an impossible answer. Nick? Maya! I guess it's just like my sis said. Mia, what did she say? That night, when I channeled Mia to get her advice on what to do, this is what she wrote back in my notebook. Don't worry, Phoenix will save everyone in the end. But come on, cut out that gloomy face. Can't you see me, sis? I'm so Iris too. We owe you for everything you've done for us, Nick. Maya. Bright and chirpy after all that's happened. You were brutally attacked. You even saw your own mother murdered. Ow! Francisca! Still as soft as always, Phoenix White. So work, White. Huh? Mr. Edgeworth? When did you get back? Oh, that's right. I guess no one filled her in on that. As if Francisca had actually been helping me. Helping you? If those two hadn't been here on the first day of the trial, the defense wouldn't have gotten anywhere. Wow. Where were you, Nick? I heard he fell into a river and caught a nasty cold which forced him to sleep all day. Yes, he laid in bed shivering from his fever with Harrison's hood put over his head. Oh, ouch. Talk about embarrassing, Nick. You definitely need more training. Anyway, thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. And you too. Francisca? I don't suppose. Whose room for me in this group hug is there? Oh, Larry! What's with the, longer than usual phase? I realized something when I was reborn. I realized that Larry was never gonna use to anyone. Not even once. That's not true! Right, Nick? What? You're asking me? Well, Nick, is it true? I'm gonna face in this world, right? Huh? Oh, yeah, of course. I knew it. Everyone would be better off if I were gone for good. No, no, no! Oh yeah! Those portraits you painted, they were really good. Isn't that right, Edgeworth? What? Me? Why are you making that face, huh, Edgy? Oh, well, yes, indeed. I certainly can't say that they lack resemblance. You really mean it? What about you, Francie? Did I draw you well, too? Ah! My beauty cannot possibly be captured by a mere crayon. Nevertheless, I recognize the effort you put into it, and that's worth something. And then you do it like you promised? You're going to model for my next picture book? Don't get carried away! Well, how about that? I guess painting portraits is the only thing I'm good at. The painting of Paul was pretty darn good too, if you ask me. Huh? Now that you mention it, I haven't seen her around. Pause. Where could she have gone? Normally she would have made a beeline for Maya. Oh, I'll go look for her. Be right back. Hey, Polly! Right. You seem to be uncharacteristically puzzled. I suspect you are wondering how Maya can be so cheerful despite all that happening. Yeah. To be honest, I can't understand it either. Siska? Right. She lost her father fairly recently as well. I can understand how she feels. Maya's a real wiser person when she appeals. I think she realizes something. Now is exactly the time when she needs to be as strong as she can. What do you mean by now is exactly the time? Maya wasn't the only one that was badly wounded by this incident. In fact, there was someone that was hurt far more deeply than she. I believe it's for that person that Maya is trying her best not to cry. Someone was hurt more deeply than Maya? Edgeworth, I think I'm starting to understand too. Ow! Then tell me, Phoenix Wright. Who is Maya Fey being strong for?
Take that!
Poor thing. Poor kid. After all, the reason that she worked so hard to follow the instructions was because she loved and believed in her mother, Morgan. It's for the good of the Fey clan. I'm sure she believed in every last word. She said that she was doing it for Maya. That's why she was so happy. Shows how truly devoted she is to Maya. Maya mother was killed by herself, exposed to the deepest pure horror imaginable. That's exactly why Maya's putting on a brave face. She's doing it for Paul's sake, until she can see her smile again. Oh, hey! So this is where you all were! Wow! Looks like we've got quite the bunch here. Ow! What was that for, sir? Sorry about that, Scruffy. My whip just seems to have a mind of its own. What's up, Detective Gumshoe? Oh, you know, this and that. Anyway, congrats on your win! Let's go out tonight, pal. Dinner's on me! My salary's just sort of kind of gone down by a teeny weeny bit, but it's alright! I made reservations at a first-class French restaurant tonight! Ah! Pretty good work, Scruffy. The whip was your reward. Detective Gumshoe? You said a first-class French restaurant. You don't mean... Trust me! Where else? I knew it. We're doomed! Come on, let's go, everyone! Can't keep Maggie waiting, pal! Hey, you! Crybaby! You're invited too! Oh, forget about me. Paul and I will be at the loser shack eating potatoes. You know, Maya's taking an awfully long time to get back. She's still out looking for Paws. Oh, Maya, what's wrong? Nick, what do I do? Polly, I can't find her anywhere. Huh? I bet she just went back home. That's all. I thought so too, so I called the village. But no one has heard from her. This has never happened before. As I figured, she has been badly hurt by this incident. She feels responsible for the tragedy that has befallen you, Maya. But this was her fault. What should I do? Detective Gumshoe. Yeah, what is it, pal? Could you guys go on ahead? But what about you? Mind I will. We'll join you guys once we find pause. Nick? Don't worry about us, Detective Gumshoe. We may be a little late, but we'll definitely be there. I have a lot of celebrating to do tonight, and I wouldn't miss it for the ward. Yeah, you'll be. Ah! Very well, Phoenix Wright. We'll go on ahead. It's raining, White. We won't. But where should we look? Where could Polly have gone? Let's go, Maya. There's only one place I can think of that Polly might have gone to. Hezekiah Temple? For pause, I bet this is a very important place. After all, it's where this whole incident started. What's this? You're back again so soon? Sister Bikini? Thought we'd be eating mashed potatoes alone tonight. Sissy's here. Polly's here. She's in the training hall. Why don't you hurry along and go to see her? Okay. Polly's not here. Ah. Maya! The hanging scroll! Ah! Someone cleaned it off. Got to be paused. Ah! Mystic Maya? Polly? Why? Why did you just leave like that? Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya! I swore that I would never trouble the truth you ever again. Because it's all my father and Mystic Maya's mother. That's why you came here? It's the least I can do to pray for your happiness. You don't have to do that, Polly. It wasn't your fault. You didn't do anything wrong. Of course I'm sad that my mother is gone. But how do I say this? I'm so happy. You don't have to lie just to make me feel better. No, really. It's true. The only reason I'm still here at all is thanks to everyone who was there for me. My sis, my mother, Mr. Armando, Nick, and you. If even one of you weren't there, I'm sorry I wouldn't still be alive right now. That's why I have to be strong. All the people that were there for me when I needed them. That's all I can really do. Mystic Maya? I'm impressed. You truly are the daughter of Mystic Misty. Sister Bikini! Your mother, Mystic Misty, was a strong woman indeed. I want to tell you what she said to me that night. Dishonoring the good name of Coin, I don't have the right to face my daughter. Still, Maya's always in my thoughts. It's true, she'll always be with me until the day I die. Your spirit was with her. That's why your mother was so strong. Even at the end. So she had no regrets. She'll always be with me until the day I die. Huh. There's a rule or something all masters ought to follow, isn't there? Never take the charm off until the day you die. The master's talisman. Thing that Misty kept by her heart and would never take off. It wasn't the container that was important. Rather, it was the contents. That's a photo? Mother? It's only natural for living creatures to fight to protect their own lives. what makes us human is that we fight for others. But who do you fight for? How hard must you fight? That's the true measure of what human life is worth. We defense attorneys are warriors who are constantly challenged by that question. Even when the battle is over, and the bonds that connect us are severed, we always return, time and time again. Mia, Maya, Pause, Mr. Armando, Maya's mother too. I learned that from all of them. Well, shall we get going? Everyone is waiting. This is the day to remember. Today when a lot of things were finally put to rest. I think we should celebrate with what we've overcome today. But I still can't. Oh, go on, sweetie. You can come back for training anytime. Okay. Alright, I'm going to make a brand new start too. Sister Bikini, I'll be back for more training, I promise. I know. He's on you just because you're the future master. Make sure to prepare reservations for 3 for when you come back. Alright, we're going to have a great feast today, Polly. You know why? Because training is a matter of endurance. Okay, Miss McMaya. I ate lots and lots of food tonight. No, there's one thing I don't get. You probably don't want to, but... What is it, Nick? Reservations for training is fine and all. Why for 3? Come on! What do you think? You're one of us, Nick. Next time you can train right alongside us. Huh? I'll be waiting for you. This bikini would take special care of you. Huh? Huh? That'd be great, Nick. We're going to do the special course naturally. Huh? 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 That's a great idea. After all, Mr. Nick, you'd do anything for Mystic Maya, wouldn't you? Even walk on hot coals, right? I'll have a nice big meal before we come next time, right, Nick? You know, I was wondering if I could say just one little thing. Sir, of course you can. Oh, I love this part. I can't wait to hear it. I'm getting goosebumps too. Well, then, there goes nothing.
Objection!